Hello everyone, I am Ieschouah. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe and also like, comment, and share this video. Also come join my Discord and follow me on my social medias, and think about joining my Patreon page as well if you enjoy this sort of stuff. Now today's presentation is a little bit shorter and it's merely scratching the surface of what is out there, but nonetheless I hope you guys will enjoy what's going to be in it. And so I will be talking about hidden secrets in archaeoastronomy. So just to start off, archaeoastronomy is the interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary study of how people in the past have understood the phenomena in the sky, how they used these phenomena, and what role the sky played in their cultures. It is a mixture of archaeology and astronomy mixed together. Alright, so moving on. In the area of Chaco Canyon is the location of Fajada Butte in a and at a particular time in the year, specifically in the summer and winter solstice and the spring and autumn equinox, there is seen a sun dagger passing through rocks, and a glint of sunlight passes over a spiral petroglyph. So, also within the area of Chaco Canyon in Mexico is the location of Hopi masses. The star of Orion lines up perfectly with all three of these masses, and the very tip of the constellation of Orion points to Chaco Canyon, where Fajada Butte is. So the tip of the constellation of Orion points to Chaco Canyon. Pretty interesting stuff. Okay, so moving on, in Egypt particularly, at the Karnak Temple in Luxor is seen the solar alignment phenomenon that occurs annually on December 21st, which marks the December solstice. The sun shines on the main axis of Amun-Ra Temple and Karnak temples, and passing through the eastern gate and ending at the temple's main pylon. During the event, the sun appears to be during the event, the sun appears in the middle of the temple's eastern gate and then illuminates the sacred gate of the site, including the open courtyard, the hall of columns, and the sanctuary of the god Amun. Pretty interesting stuff. Alright, so here's a pretty good one. I don't think anyone has ever went over this. So, at Glastonbury Abbey, when looking at a top-down view of Lady Chapel, we see a rectangular shaped structure and is linked to two Vesica Pisces symbols. And then across from Lady Chapel, so literally straight across from Lady Chapel, is King Arthur's tomb. And just an hour away from Glastonbury is the famous Stonehenge structure of the UK, which aligns perfectly. So right here, from Glastonbury to Stonehenge, it aligns perfectly. Okay. So this line of latitude pierces the center of Stonehenge, which on the autumn equinox aligns with the sun. Stonehenge's structure also shows a rectangular shape, just like Jude Chapel's ground plan when viewed from up above. So we see this rectangular shaped structure at Stonehenge and at Jude Chapel, and it's linked to the Vesica Pisces, actually two Vesica Pisces as well. Pretty interesting stuff. Okay. Now, what is so significant about this is that not only does the famous structure align with the autumn equinox, but Stonehenge also is in alignment with the Great Pyramids of Egypt, including the Sphinx. So this direct alignment between Jude Chapel and King Arthur's tomb to Stonehenge to Egypt, aligning with the Sphinx, and where those spaceship would be on the autumn equinox, is in no case a mere coincidence. What makes this even more profound is that the Great Pyramids of Giza align with the prime meridian, which is 0 degrees north, where counter space for the torus field of Earth would be. And so this direct alignment is also in alignment with the Tropic of Cancer, where Egypt would be at 30 degrees. So from Stonehenge to Egypt, this is where the Tropic of Cancer would be at roughly 30 degrees. I know it's a little bit, I know the tropics usually they say it's 23.5 degrees. If you go deeper and look into it, they do sometimes accept it being at 30 degrees. But nonetheless, take that as you wish. You know, it's still a good thing. 30 degrees, Egypt. Pretty symbolic number. Okay, so Mount Hermon. So moving on, Mount Hermon, a special place within the Bible, is said to be the place of Jesus's Jesus transfiguration, an event in which Jesus was transformed into a radiant, altered state and was seen to be conversing with Moses and the prophet Elijah. Mount Hermon is located at the 33rd parallel north, which is a latitude 33 degrees north of the Earth's equator. Tracing the 33rd parallel line to the exact opposite side of the world directly points to the site of the most famous alleged UFO encounter in modern history, Roswell, New Mexico. And in the book of Enoch, Mount Hermon is the place where the 200 of the Watchers class of fallen angels descended to earth, and they swear upon the mountain that they would take wives among the daughters of men and take mutual imprecation for their sin of interbreeding with earth women. Pretty interesting stuff. So let's get into some Washington, D.C. Stuff. Some symbolism in Washington, D.C. that we observe. So across from the U.S. Capitol is the Washington Monument. When looking at the Washington Monument, we see what appears to be a Vesica Pisces in the middle of the monument with a larger outer circle going around the entire geometrical structure. And we see this, what appears to be and what is in fact a obelisk, which gets into like the male phallus, obviously. Creation, the male entering the female, in this middle spot, the cosmic womb of creation. So you got this symbolic phallus or this obelisk going directly into the cosmic womb, and then it, I guess, would create the torus field or creation and whatever else that may be. Take that as you wish. Take that as you wish. Okay, so we got the the compass from the United States Capitol. So we have the compass, and then we got the square from the Lincoln Memorial. And so measuring from the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. to the White House, and also measuring from the U.S. Capitol to the Thomas and Jefferson Memorial, you get the symbol of the compass. Then when measuring from the Lincoln Memorial to the White House, and also measuring from the Lincoln Memorial to the Thomas Jefferson Memorial, you also get the shape of the square. Sorry. And so this is Symbolic, very symbolic. I also saw something with the square and compass the other day. So we have the Washington Monument, which is in direct alignment with the United States Capitol, and this is at a 23.5 degree angle. So we got I believe this to be the equinoxes, and then we got the solstice, if I am correct. And then we obviously got the Washington Monument going to the Lincoln Memorial, aligning there as well. So we got the solstice, and then we got the equinox. So pretty symbolic stuff. Okay, so let's get into the Kaaba in Mecca, another famous site. So the Kaaba in Mecca, Saudi Arabia, aligns with the rising of the star Canopus, and its southern wall faces the star. The Kaaba's minor axis, which runs east to west, roughly aligns with the summer solstice sunrise and the winter solstice sunset. When looking at the Kaaba, it aligns with these two pillar structures just right behind it. There's these two pillar structures aligning right behind it. So it's obviously telling us something of some sort. And this is obviously conveying to us symbolism of the Kabbalah. Ironically enough, Kabbalah, when breaking the words down from Kaaba and Allah, we can also notice that the Kaaba is considered as a sacred site and as a cube shape in its structure, which represents the universe. Okay. So, when looking inside the Kaaba, we notice three pillars in this structure. And then we also notice that there looks to be cups going horizontally a few feet above the ground, symbolizing the Holy Grail, possibly symbolizing the Holy Grail. Then there's a marble box in between these pillars, which stores oils and perfumes that are used to wash and clean the inside of the Kaaba. The door inside the Kaaba sits to the north and is called Door of Taba, which is an Islamic concept that refers to repenting to God for sins and misdeeds. It's a direct relationship between a person and God, and it involves leaving what God has prohibited and returning to what He has commanded. This door is made up of selected wood and covered with engraved gold and silver and leads to the roof. Now, there's a little bit of symbolism to that gold and silver. It's like masculine and feminine because the moon is considered feminine and the sun is considered masculine. Now, you can switch those up a bit sometimes, but for the most part, we'll just stick for that. So, masculine and feminine, it's like your spiritual rebirth, basically. You gain this masculine and feminine parts of your soul upon your spiritual awakening, and you basically become spiritually enlightened. There's also if you are fluent in some spiritual alchemy, and if you study that, you also have going from base metals, so going from lead to gold. That's what this door could also be symbolizing, maybe as well. And that's basically transforming your ego to soul. So you transform from this dumbed down, egotistical person to a soul that's spiritually elevated, basically, and whatever else that you can put into that. and this door leads to the roof, which is like going up to the cosmos, basically. Excuse me. So yeah, that's basically what I get from that. And there's a bunch of other stuff here as well that uh, we can get into, but for the sake of this, I'm going to keep this short. And so we also got the obvious Kabbalistic tree of life. Um, and that's basically what the Kaaba is representing. It's representing the tree of life. And so with that, thank you for watching, everyone. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something. Once again, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, and if you enjoy this sort of content, and like, comment, and share this video. And also come join me on my Discord and my social media as well. And also think about coming and signing up to my Patreon. Alright, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Once again, thank you. Have a nice day.